No, it's still on mine. It's still the poster.
It says
waiting for VO.
Oh, there we are. There we are. I see us.
And it's still the poster.
There you go.
I see us now.
Waiting for VO.
There we are. There we are. I see us.
And it's still the poster.
There you go.
I see us now.
Oh, there we go.
There we are. There we are. I see us.
And it's still the poster.
Now, guys, if you happen to have, if you're watching, like, you're going to hear Zoom and the live.
Yeah,
mute
I put it on. I put it on mute.
Yeah, mute the live. So, all right.
This
Finally.
is fun.
Finally. Yay. Congratulations, everyone. Welcome to the VO Boss Audition Demolition. Yeah. Woohoo. I'm very excited. Now, Law, where are you? I've lost you. I've lost Law on the camera. There she is. All right.
I'm here.
She was fitting, so it was hot. So welcome everyone. I'm so excited to be here for our second official VO Boss Audition Demolition, and we thank all of you for participating and joining us this morning, and sticking through the technology bumps along with me to go live. And I'm really excited to get started. How are you feeling today, Law?
Oh, I feel awesome. As always, it's a tech glitch a minute. That's our lives.
Yes.
But as long as we look young and impossibly fresh, what does it matter? Does not.
There you go. There you go. So we had a fantastic response to our second audition demolition, and this time we decided to change it up a little bit and add the option to audition for either commercial or an animation. And so I thought that was a whole lot of fun. We had probably more commercial auditions than animation auditions, but I'm really happy that we got a great response for both. And Law and I have decided on our callbacks prior to this, and we will announce them just live here as we are live, so that it will be a surprise. And we're going to do them one at a time. And so, Law, any comments that you want to make about what we saw, what we listened to already, what happened before the callbacks, or are we just ready to hear callbacks?
Well, just quickly, I was really pleasantly surprised at the number of people who are coming back for our second time around, and also the quality of talent that were coming in. It's not always having massive crowds. It's really about the quality that we're getting. So when we're looking at casting, would we rather have 100 mediocre auditions, or would we rather have 15? Most people would come to an agent and say, give me 15 of your best. So I'd like to think that this is a room filled with 15 of some of the best that are coming in. So thank you all for joining in. Thank you for supporting us.
Absolutely. So in regards to our callbacks, we are going to actually have you read the same copy again, and we aren't going to switch it up this time like we did last time. So you will be reading the same copy. And are we ready for our callbacks, Law?
We are ready, and we are born ready. And by the way, thank you, Carol, for jumping in and joining us and help work in the chat today. Gonna be chat girl.
And by the way, for the live, you guys have the link for the live custom stream. If you, have anybody that wants to take a look at it live on YouTube, feel free to send that link out. All right. Copy. So yes, everybody should have copy. I'm seeing that Lynn has a question. Do you have the copy? The copy is the same copy that we gave to you before. I am not necessarily going to display it because unless you guys need it to be displayed. If you don't have it, I can give you that Dropbox link again. But in the meantime, let's get ready to call up our very first callback, which is...
And can I just ask a quick question?
Sure.
For the sake of the crowd, do we want people to jump in, say hi, tell everyone where you're coming in from? And do we want people to chat throughout and have Carol stop us at different times with comments or questions? Or do we want to leave that for the end? How do we want to deal with that?
Sure, absolutely. That would be good. Actually, I'll do that. And what I'll do in the meantime, while you guys are introducing yourselves, I will go ahead and post the copy here in the chat. for those of you that can't locate it, because I know how that is. Where's that link? Where's that link? So let me go get that link and post the commercial and animation copy in the chat for you guys. All right.
And when Anne says that, she means me, because I ask her for the link about 50 times a week,
At least.
at the very least. So Carol, anything interesting coming up? Then just jump on in and let us know what's going on in the chat, because we won't necessarily be watching it.
Yes, I will look for Zoom and for, excuse me, YouTube, and keep you guys
Carol,
updated.
I didn't know where your sound was for a second. I thought you were doing a mime routine.
Well, the YouTube video is 3 seconds behind the Zoom video. So you should look at Zoom. That's the most active one.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so we like to hear what people are thinking. So
I just
definitely put
posted.
in what you're thinking.
Yeah, I just posted the commercial. And you guys make sure you copy and paste it, because the animation, we have a choice of characters, so it's a little bit long. Here comes the animation. Oh, my message is too long. Well, let's see. That means I'll post each character one at a time. Okay, here comes
Yeah.
number 1. Here comes number. Is everybody watching me and waiting for me to?
We're watching and waiting.
Watching and
Yeah.
waiting as we do this. Now, those of you that are watching the live stream on YouTube will be hearing these scripts. There we go. And we've got 2 more. Sage.
So Carol, how about those socks? Could they lose again?
They're actually on a winning streak. So we're very, very happy about that. Yes.
Right. I
And
actually don't watch them, so good to know.
I had the news on and I learned by process of osmosis in my house. So whatever is being said is what I learned. I don't go say, oh, let me see what's going on.
Whether things are being thrown at the TV or not is how you can gauge. how
And
they're
if you
doing,
can
right?
hear someone in the other side of the house. Yes, that's true.
Right.
Okay.
Damn.
All right, guys. I have all of this posted. In the meantime, guys, I thought we were going to go around. Let's go around and introduce ourselves. Unmute yourself. I've got Bill Hepburn to my right. Let's start with Bill.
Hi, I'm Bill Hepburn. I live in beautiful Victoria, British Columbia. I've been entranced by the world of voiceover for about the past year and a half. Been taking a bunch of coaching lessons with Wendy Lands from Toronto, and been sort of taking this one step at a time, and so open to any feedback that people may have. And I just love the voiceover community so much because everyone's so warm and supportive, and everyone's so unique, and it's fantastic. So I'm if there's a lot of smile in my read today, it's probably because I'm genuinely really happy to be here. And I've been listening to VO Boss every evening pretty much for the past year, learning as much as I can as I absorb everything VO. So thank you, Lon, thank you, Anne, for all your insights over the past year.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Bill.
Great to see you, Bill. And by the way, when everyone is auditioning live, the people who are called up, please, it's important to support one another. That's like a big part of what we're doing here is educational, professional development, and a super lot of love for everyone, whether you want to do your jazz hands or you want to do the silent clap, do something to support each other in our community. Just like Bill said, we're wonderful to be around and we want to support each other in our efforts.
Awesome. Thank you. Next on board, I see Renee. Nene.
Hey, coming to you from Hotlanta. Really hot here. Really hot. So glad to be here. I love working with you, Annie, and on all your classes that you provide for the voiceover community. It's wonderful.
you.
Been in the voiceover field, well, working at it since 2017. I currently study with Chris Fry's, been with him for a couple of years now. Just love taking classes and learning and growing and having fun, just having fun with it. You know, it's just something new and wonderful. I was in the music theater for several years, but this is something new. and something I wanted to do. I wanted to get behind the microphone for a change. So it's really, really been a wonderful thing, something learning. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Renee.
Mhm.
Taylor.
I'm up. Hi, I'm Taylor Brock, and I'm coming from Northern California, the Bay Area. And it has been real hot here too, but I think it's cooling off a tad. So that's great. I have been acting, feels like my whole friggin' life. And a little bit in each venue, and started doing voiceover full time. Everything is COVID dated, a little bit before COVID. And I love it. It's my thing now, and I'm taking classes from actually a multitude of people and gaining a ton of knowledge. Hope I can put it in practice.
Awesome. Thank you, Taylor.
Thank you.
Hopper.
Hi there. Hopper Stone from Los Angeles, or coming to you from Los Angeles. I took up voiceover during the lockdown, like basically a week or so into the lockdown. I realized I was not going to become a sourdough baker. And I mean, from zero. And I joined VO Heroes, your buddy David H. Lawrence the 17th.
Yeah.
And so what are we, a little over 3 years in. So I've been studying with David, animation with Charlie Adler, and commercial work with Terry Berland and Nick Omana. My day job is I'm an on-set photographer for movies and TV. So and I'm hoping to put my cameras down in the next 5-6 years, because photography is terrible for your body. I have all kinds of crap wrong with me. And excuse me?
I was just laughing because you have to get in all those positions to take the great angle shots. Like,
Yes.
I get that.
And gear is heavy.
Yeah.
And I just found out I have scoliosis,
Oh,
which just comes from 35 years of always leaning to the left. That's just what it is. So I'm hoping this is going to be sort of my retirement career. And I'm very fortunate, between productions, I tend to have large chunks of time off. So I concentrate on this. And as you know now, Hollywood's pretty much shut down. And so this has been a summer of getting my body back working and voiceover, and couldn't be happier.
Well, fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Let's see. Next, Ginger.
hi, everyone. My name is Ginger. I have done audiobooks since 2017. I am trying to transition into commercial voiceover because I like my day job, and that doesn't give me a lot of time for audiobooks. But yeah, so I'm here. I'm trying to get some training and improve, and yeah,
Fantastic. Well, we're happy to have you.
thanks.
Awesome. Oh, let's see. I'm going back to I'm switching views here. Going back to my gallery. Dave Hull.
Oh, hey there. My name's Dave Hull. I live between Ottawa, Canada, and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in the US. Started voice acting about 2019, just before COVID started. Mostly just done audiobooks, couple YouTube channels, and right now I'm currently getting some coaching and as much training as I can to produce a commercial demo. And it's been a lot of fun.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Lynn Norris.
Hello, I'm Lynn Norris. I live in Southern Maryland, but I'm spending the summer in Florida with my sister.
Ooh.
So that's why I'm in this pink room of my nieces. I'm a full-time voiceover. I do a pretty good mix of things: medical narration, animation, was in a game, done some books. So kind of Jane of a lot of trades, but not quite a master yet of commercial. I've done a couple, but I want to do more of them. So that's why I'm here.
Awesome. Thanks, Lynn. Let's see. Sean.
Hi, ladies. I'm Sean Mahan. I've been doing voiceover since 2018. My first event was Mid-Atlantic Voiceover in 2018. where I learned a ton. And now I'm this year I'm helping Val Kelly run that in November. And I've done a little bit of everything, a little bit of commercial, audiobooks, narration. So a smattering of everything.
Fantastic. Thanks, Sean. Thanks for joining us again.
Love to be here.
All right, Tina. Oh,
Hello, can you hear me?
yes.
Okay, cool. I'm Tina Wilson and I live in Irvine, California. And the funny thing is, I was hearing what everybody said, and I remember getting into voiceover in 2001. But before I started, I was in the music business for many years and still sing whenever I can. In fact, every once in a while, I get to record a jingle, which I absolutely love. But I took a voiceover class just for fun. I thought, okay, I'm going to do this, take this for 6 weeks just for fun. Took it, and I said, okay, this is it. This is what I'm going to do. And I'm studying with Anne right now, which I love. And yeah, it's great. Thanks.
Well, I love it too. Thanks, Tina.
Thanks.
Let's see, Mark.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mark Royce. I'm coming from Lexington, Kentucky, just up the road from Hotlanta, and it's hot here too. Like, I think 105, 110 heat index today. Very swampy, very sweaty. So anyway, I'm super glad to be here. I am new to the voiceover industry. I just got some professional demos produced after coaching with J. Michael Collins, and he's involved with Gravy for the Brain. And Law did a seminar for Gravy for the Brain, and I attended that and then got connected with Law's Talent Inner Circle, which has just been amazing. So, and I'm very glad to be here. Thanks.
Thank you. Wonderful to have you. Eric. Oh, we don't hear you yet.
No, okay. You know what? I'm hitting too many buttons.
Ah,
Sorry.
I get
Hi.
that. I get that.
Yeah, no. I had to reboot my interface and I forgot to turn it up. Anyway, okay. My name is Eric. I am coming to currently from around the corner from Ms. Lapides over there. Actually in the city of Boston. Watch out for there's some thunderstorms rolling through. I can hear it right now.
Uh-oh.
So I don't know if that's going to affect anything that we're doing here. But you know, I did the last one of these, didn't quite make it to the end. You said you couldn't hear me. Hopefully I fixed that issue. We'll find out. But otherwise, you know, I've been trying to, you know, you never have enough coaching. That's the first thing. I don't necessarily have the funds for some of these coaching things, but in general, I definitely need to improve things, especially since, you know, perhaps I got, you know, I did get one gig recently, which if you were listening to any of the terrestrial country stations, well, you may have heard it. But it's just my friends had a show they wanted to promote, and you know, they said, "Oh, we're tired of dealing with Live Nation, but don't repeat that to them, please." So you know, I'm just trying to improve and make sure that I actually can accomplish a lot of this stuff, and I can probably think of other stuff, but who knows?
Well, fantastic. Thanks so much for joining us, and congrats on your gig. All right, let's see. Next, we have Tim Powers.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tim Powers. I'm from what I believe is Anne's hometown in Rochester, New York, if that's correct, where for all you Atlantans, it's 68 degrees and overcast. For what it's worth. Let's see. I've been I was a comedian for many years. I've been behind a mic since the 80s. I've been an actor since around 2001. I do a bunch of video games and ADR, dubbing, looping, stuff like that, but my commercial booking isn't quite where I want it to be, so that's why I'm here.
Well, fantastic.
Yeah. So,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No. I mean, I could go through my list of coaches and stuff, but it's really irrelevant at this point. I'm happy to be here, and I can't wait to see what you guys have to say.
We're so happy to have you here. Bruce.
Hey, everybody. Bruce Nix from Memphis, Tennessee. Salute. It's only 103 here, so it's fine. But I've been in the voice over space probably going on about 4 years now. Primarily focus on commercial promo and trailer. I've had some success there doing some animated work. I've done some Timprov workshops with the lovely and talented Mr. Powers. If you ever get a chance to do that, I'd strongly suggest that. It's a lot of fun. Tim's a great coach as well. So, and excited to be here. This is my second one, so excited to be here again.
Thanks for joining us again.
Yeah.
And we have Thomas. Hopefully, Thomas, can you hear us?
Are you talking about me?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, Thomas. It's Prater, right?
Yes, that's
Right.
that'd be me. Hello, my name is Thomas Prater. I am not in my studio booth. I am far away. I'm currently at my sister's watching her house and her dogs. So I wasn't planning on performing today. I was really just going to observe. But I found voiceover back in 2020. I went full-time in 2021. I really, really love character work, 100% all the way. That's my thing. And I would love to get more into commercial work, which is why I'm here. I'd love to just kind of borrow things from all of you. It would help me greatly.
Well, fantastic. Thank you so much. Well, I think it's lovely to have all of you here today. I think we get right on to our callbacks, right, La?
Yes, I just want to say quickly, and for those who may not know me, I recognize some people in the room and some people are brand new. It's really wonderful to meet everyone who is brand new. I'm coming in from Lapides Company, which is Boston based. We're also in New York and LA. And also MCVO. I am the head and lead agent and creator of Model Club Voiceover, which is a division of Model Club Inc., located out of our Boston agency. So this is an actual audition. This is not mock. This is not fake. This is actually real because I'm an agent and Anne is casting. So not to put pressure on you, but to just kind of keep it real. Like whenever you're with people that are in the world of casting, you want to bring your A game and really audition. That educational and professional development umbrella, I think, throws us off sometimes in thinking, I'll do a good job, but maybe not, whatever it is, whatever. No, it's an actual audition. So really audition, because I'm always looking for new talent for my roster. Thanks, Anne.
Absolutely. Actually, Law, I'm going to have you talk just a minute, if you don't mind. I threw up the specs there because the first callback that we have is going to be for commercial. We're going to start with that. If you don't mind going over the specs, because believe it or not, the one thing I'm not prepared with is a pen so I can write notes for people when they start, I can take notes for the callbacks. So I'm going to escape from my booth for a second.
And did you put
I'll be
the
right back.
specs? Did you put the specs in there? Are
In
they
the
written
chat
out?
for Zoom. Yeah. Any
All right, I got to go back.
Oh, okay. Carol, do
that
you
at
see
the
the
beginning?
specs up there? Yeah.
Actually, Carol, you can find it for me. Let's read the specs out loud that you guys,
Sure.
most of you already auditioned with, but
I
let's
just
hear
did
it
it.
out loud again.
Yeah.
Sure. Ready? Okay. Any gender, 20 to 55. We are looking for a voiceover talent who can convey an authentic, warm, trusting, loyal, and confident tone in their performance. The ideal candidate should have the ability to connect with the audience on a personal level, making them feel at ease and reassured. A natural and genuine voice is essential, allowing the audience to trust and feel confident in the message being delivered. No announcer or commercial sounding voices.
There we go. That's typical, right? Thank you, Carol. All right.
You're welcome.
Here we go. I've got my notepad and my old school notepad and pen. So we are ready for our first callback. Please come to the mic. Eric Gittleman. We're going to have you read.
All right. First
Yeah.
one up. I guess apparently I did fix those issues.
Yeah, we're going to have you read the same piece of copy that is the copy for Lincoln.
Yes. All right.
When you're ready.
All right. I'm definitely ready. When it comes to your financial security, there's no such thing as too many questions. And at Lincoln Financial, we've been providing answers for over a century. We're here to not only help you plan a future beyond your dreams, but also to raise your financial IQ doing it. So bring on those questions. The sooner we find the answers, the better we can prepare for the future and the freedom you've earned. Visit LincolnFinancial.com today, and together, let's pave the way for a brighter tomorrow.
Awesome. Law, comments?
Okay. So, Eric, first of all, you're a neighbor. You have to come visit, and you have to bring me Dunk's coffee. Very important. Kissing ass is very important.
There's one on every corner. However, I heard you were out near where I grew up in the Western Burbs. I don't exactly have a vehicle.
No excuse. Okay. Too rough. I'll say too rough. You have a beautiful voice. This one was really brassy and harsh. I want you to imagine, I'm going to redirect you. I want you to imagine that you're gliding down, 128 South. Okay. You're gliding down on one of those.
I don't have a vehicle.
No, but listen
I appreciate that though. No.
But listen to the direction. I'm not gliding you down in a vehicle. I'm gliding you down in one of those stupid ass $5,000 scooters that are electric. So you don't have to do anything. You just have to be listening to your earbuds and then just glide down. So I want you to deliver this as if you're gliding down. You don't have to do a thing. You don't have to do anything. There's a lot of push in the voice right now, and it's making it very hard sounding. Right. And remember, and everyone I'm giving Ann and I are giving this feedback to, it's really for everyone. It isn't, that's why we want you in the room. We could keep you in the waiting room. We don't want you to be in the waiting room because we want you to hear what a vision is. This is just one vision, but what a vision is, so that as you get that cheat on, you can install that, you can apply that as well. It's not just for Eric, it's for everyone in the room. Right. So, Ann, go ahead, but I'd love to hear that read again.
No, I'm echoing a lot of what you say. It was a little fast for me. And I'd like to hear a little more nuance, a little more warmth. But yeah, for the most part, slow it down just a touch. Really, feel what you're saying. And not be overly dramatic, but be really warm. Like, know that you're talking to someone that is, is concerned about, their security. And so you really want to help us out. Okay, from Lincoln Financial. So I would love to hear a second take.
When it comes to your financial security, there's no such thing as too many questions. And at Lincoln Financial, we've been providing answers for over a century. We're here to not only help you plan a future beyond your dreams, but also to raise your financial IQ doing it. So bring on those questions. The sooner we find the answers, the better we can prepare for the future and the freedom you've earned. Visit LincolnFinancial.com today, and together, let's pave the way for a brighter tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next up, we have Lynn Norris.
Okay. Awesome.
When you're ready, Lynn.
When it comes to your financial security, there's no such thing as too many questions. And at Lincoln Financial, we've been providing answers for over a century. We're here to not only help you plan a future beyond your dreams, but also to raise your financial IQ doing it. So bring on those questions. The sooner we find the answers, the better we can prepare for the future and the freedom you've earned. Visit LincolnFinancial.com today, and together, let's pave the way for a brighter tomorrow.
Thank you, Law.
Well, okay, Lynn. So good. I can see you actually doing this read, no doubt about it. I think it's in your wheelhouse to do this read. I want a definite distinction between something that is motherly / grandmotherly and something that is executive level manager. And I want you to go back and forth between the two, since that's what a lot of women actually do in leadership positions, right? We give a nipple and then we slap you in the ass, right? I mean, that's what makes you powerful and your voice powerful, is that where's the nipple and where's the ass? Like, I hate to say it that way, but everyone's laughing on live stream now, but that's just the damn truth. It's like, where am I leading you, guiding you, commanding you? And where am I helping you, holding your hand and comforting you? Because remember, what are you asking, Lynn? What are you asking this person to do, or this couple to do? What are you asking them?
To trust Lincoln Financial with their future, and
And
their
what is
dreams.
what is the future though? Be specific.
So a future beyond their dreams. It's either a mortgage, a new house. They're planning for their child's college funds.
Yes. Yes,
yeah.
it's money.
Right.
It's money. It's
Financial.
money.
Yes.
Can everyone just say that? Money.
Money.
Write it in the chat, money, because we're so, especially women, we're so apologetic about saying that word. It's money. It's a shitload of money. It's everything you've earned over 40 years. It's all the stuff that's, you know, on the firing line right now. It's a lot to ask of someone. It's
Right.
a lot. It's not, right? So it's a high stakes item. So
Okay.
keep the stakes very high. This is life or death to a lot
Okay.
of people. Okay.
Sure.
So take the breaths. I would suggest you take 2 or 3 full breaths before you even speak and look at your client customer. Are they new? Do you know them? Have you seen their children grow up? Did they just walk in your office? I mean, really make that decision so we can hear that.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
I'm going to echo because Lynn, you have no problem being warm, you know, and I get that in a lot of what you just did and in what you did for us prior to this. So yeah, I think the evolution of changing from that, when, you know, you're concerned, like that person, what is their backstory? They've come to you and you're telling them that they must be asking questions, right? Because there's no
Sure.
such thing as too many of them. So, you know, right there, you've got that making me feel confident. But I also need to know that, you know, you know, from Lincoln Financial, you're not gonna screw around with me, that you absolutely are an authority, and, you know, you're taking care of us because you've got that knowledge and that know-how. So
Okay.
yeah, I would really echo the same thing. Law, you like took the words right out of my
Yeah, because we're the same person, basically.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
why. So, and there's one more thing I want to piggyback on. That is, and pardon me if I'm non-PC, at times I will slip into non-PC language, but it is what it is. Women have to work harder than men to gain authority and gain leadership without being looked at as a bossy bitch. So you've got to find the fine line of getting stuff done, get it done. Let's go. I'm the person with, come on, it's okay. I'll support you. I'll do what I need to do in a real way, not in a fake way, in an authentic way, like coming from the heart. So you have the head, the heart, and then you got the hips of like, let's get to work, shall we? Right? So really you're buxom. Let's do it. Use it.
Okay.
Okay.
Great. When it comes to your financial security, there's no such thing as too many questions. And at Lincoln Financial, we've been providing
Go back
answers.
to that again, Lynn. Go back. You're talking to the person who says, God, I'm such an idiot. I don't know. I don't even want to ask you this question. It's too stupid. It's just too stupid. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to ask you.
When it comes to your financial security, there's no such thing as too many questions.
I think it could be even warmer than that, because my second grade teacher made me feel like shit when I went to the board and I didn't know the answer and they embarrassed me in front of everyone. So I'm not going to ask in front of everyone. I'm just going to take a guess.
Okay. When it comes to your financial security, there's no such thing as too many questions. And at Lincoln Financial, we've been providing answers for over a century. We're here to not only help you plan a future beyond your dreams, but also to raise your financial IQ doing it. So bring on those questions. The sooner we find the answers, the better we can prepare for the future and the freedom you've earned. Visit lincolnfinancial.com today, and together, let's pave the way for a brighter tomorrow.
Nice. Okay,
Thank you.
nice.
Yes.
Nice. And did you choose that script?
I did.
It's a wonderful script. It's a wonderful script. You know why? It's a perfect, like, Aristotle rhetorical setup. You got your ethos and the credibility and the background. Then you've got the emotion and the pathos, right? And then you've got the logistics of what needs to be done here. It's really a great, great script. Nice, Lynn. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn. Next. Let's see. Hang on a minute as I flip through my windows here. We have, and I don't see
By the way, you guys ask questions, like throw it in the chat. Carol's here to read those off. And if you have a question, you're dealing with a casting director, you're dealing with an agent, just like we were saying, Lynn and I were talking about, don't be afraid to ask. It's really important
please.
to ask the questions. Don't feel dumb because whatever, just don't second guess it. Ask. We're here to really answer your question because we want to find someone for the role really fast and have them be happy and make money.
Let me
And-
ask, is Will Theron here?
Will?
Yeah, I
Will.
don't see him.
I don't see Will.
Okay. On to Taylor Brock.
Hey. Do you need me right at my microphone or can you hear me okay?
No,
Right.
we can hear you fine there.
Okay. When it comes to your financial security, there's no such thing as too many questions. And at Lincoln Financial, we've been providing answers for over a century. We're here to not only help you plan a future beyond your dreams, but also to raise your financial IQ doing it. So bring on those questions. The sooner we find the answers, the better we can prepare for the future and the freedom you've earned. Visit lincolnfinancial.com today, and together let's pave the way for a brighter future, for a brighter tomorrow.
Law?
Taylor, I love your voice. I know your voice. It's a fabulous voice. I love it. I don't feel like it's showcasing well the level of warmth and richness and depth that you really have as a person in your personality and as a voice of someone I don't know. So I'll give you an actor's moment here. I want you to read a bedtime story to your child or your grandchild or whoever. Read a bedtime story, like a Disney story to them. And they had a bad day. They bit several kids. They stole some money. They threw shit at you. And now they're in bed and they're 5 and life sucks.
Okay.
Okay. Make it better.
I'm just going to tack on. I heard you in and out of connection with that script there in the beginning. I thought you had a good start there. But you kind of fell out, beyond your dreams. I'm not sure if your brain was somewhere beyond the script there. And then I think at the end too, you stumbled a little bit and that might have thrown you. But I too love your voice. And I think it's actually really, it's well placed for this spot. So I'd love to hear, really just, stay within that scene and in that character and communicating with the listener throughout the script. Don't float off. I think sometimes we have to really focus. We have to focus so much on being that character. And if we let anything take us out of that character, we can hear it. I mean, we can absolutely hear it. Then it just starts to sound like words that are sounding like it should be in a commercial, and it's not necessarily, you stop talking to me. So I'd love to hear that again.
Okay. When it comes to your financial security, there's no such thing as too many questions. And at Lincoln Financial, we've been providing answers for over a century. We're here to not only help you plan a future beyond your dreams, but also to raise your financial IQ doing it.
Stop. Who are you talking to right now?
I was talking to...
It's taking too long to answer.
Yeah.
It should be, I'm talking to my 4-year-old child. The name is
Laurel.
Adrian. I adopted that child. That child came from the Philippines.
Right.
That child's out of control right now. That's how quick you have to have that answer. That answer has to be on the tip. That's why I say, you guys, you got to be in improv. You got to be in improv every day of the week. You have to be in an improv class. You have to, because if to trigger the brain that fast, you have to allow yourself to say, fuck it. Don't worry about inhibition. Don't worry about right or wrong. I'm going to give you an answer. Here's what it is. Oh, not the right one. Let me change it out. I'm talking to Justin. Justin's 8. He's my child. I had him older.
There's something to be said for, the script analysis and really developing that character. And, and having that ahead of time before you actually get behind the mic. I'm always trying to convince students that they need to do a little more work before they run in to the microphone and just start reading it. And I realize this is, the thing is one of the reasons why we're doing these live audition demolitions is because there's the added, stress level of, oh, you're live in front of, the director, the casting director, you're live in front of other people. And so that adds that extra level of heightened anxiety, which can really throw your read off. And so I don't think that we can practice enough. I mean, it's one thing to do this in the solidarity of in the booth and not necessarily have anybody. Your focus is a lot easier, but doing it live, I totally can get that. And I respect every one of you, by the way, for doing this, because it's not easy, right? There's a lot to think about. So yeah, I mean, really, kudos for everyone here doing this. So Taylor, I understand it's, any little thing can throw you off. And it's just like, we're talking like if it's 20 seconds of, your performance, and any little thing can throw it off. And, it's just, it's tough. It really is. So
it's hard. But at the same token, when you book the job,
yes,
and you're on Source Connect and you're being directed, you should be able to turn on a dime. That's just what you're going to be asked to do. So unfortunately for everyone here, I have a 40-year theater background. So I do expect a lot in live real time, and you're awesome. So give it to me. Make the decision, make it fast, 100% commitment, no apologies, no exceptions. Let's go.
Okay.
Just do the first couple lines and let's see who it is.
When it comes to your financial security, there's no such thing as too many questions. And at Lincoln Financial, we've been providing answers.
Do it one more time. And the kid is screaming, sobbing, hysterically, cannot be calmed down. You're the last one before someone throws him out the window.
Honey, when it comes to your financial security,
Too loud, too brassy, too loud, too brassy. I'm about to give you $2 million. Too loud, too brassy.
Sweetheart.
I just sold my home for $4 million. I'm looking, where do I put that money?
When it comes to your financial security, there's no such thing as too many questions.
And do it on an exhale. Do it on an exhale.
When it comes to your financial
Nope,
security.
you're not exhaling. When it comes to this, it's okay. Life is going to be okay.
When it comes to your financial security, there's no such thing as too many questions.
Oh, yay, there it is. That's what it was. Do you feel the difference there? Like, do you feel it? It's a literal, like, it's okay. I still love you. It's okay. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that because it is so terrifying in this space to know what to do next without screwing everything up. It is that, you guys know about the stakes, right? You can have high stakes on a Lay's potato chip commercial. This one is truly high stakes. It's a high stakes read, and you have to soften it. You have to a little bit come from the heart, which I did. I love that. I thought it was terrific.
And I love Law, how, like, so normally we're like, who are you talking to? Right. And so I always say, well, somebody who's just panicking, right? Because they need financial security. Something happened that was devastating. And I love, Law, how you threw the child in there because maybe you're talking to the client with a child who's screaming, and you know what I mean? And so then that just really brings the whole emotive moment.
Or maybe we are actually still children.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We are actually still children in big bodies that are insecure and terrified and imposter syndrome and, all of that.
I love that.
It's like tapping into the super vulnerable about what to do next.
Yeah. But that's what I love of you actually changing that law to a small child, which really kind of, I think, helps. And so that's really good. That's a good strategy too. If you're trying to get to that emotion and really trying to, get the feel for something. Yeah. I love that. I love that.
Nicely
Fantastic.
done, Taylor.
Yes. Thank you,
Nicely
Taylor.
done.
Thank
you for playing with me.
Okay. Our next would be Tina Wilson.
Okay. Let me grab my copy here. I know I always ask this, but you can hear me, right?
Yep.
Okay. When it comes to your financial security, there's no such thing as too many questions. And at Lincoln Financial, we've been providing answers for over a century. We're here to not only help you plan a future beyond your dreams, but also to raise your financial IQ doing it. So bring on those questions. The sooner we find the answers, the better we can prepare for the future and the freedom you've earned. Visit lincolnfinancial.com today, and together, let's pave the way for a brighter tomorrow.
Law?
Tina, I love your voice. You have a stunning voice. I love it. It's beautiful. I'm missing a lot with it right now because of your studio setup. So I'm not hearing you actually. No, don't apologize at all. But I'm not really hearing you on a microphone. I'm hearing a lot of echo and sort of cavernous feel. So I'm finding it really distracting to listen to your actual vocal sound. But luckily, I know you. I know your sound. I know what you're actually capable of. So I would say, aside from the studio stuff, I would say, I'd love to hear you deliver this as a teacher, like an elementary school teacher, someone who's really teaching us something. Like, where's the educational moments and value in this? Where are they? I feel like I want you to take hold of the seasoned vet, the person who has years of knowledge behind her, the person who is always think action verb. So whatever that is, instructing, commanding, facilitating,
Okay.
whatever that is. What are you doing now? What is your action verb right now?
My action verb?
Yeah. That's why I don't know what it is, Tina, because you don't know what it is. So if I don't know who I am, you're not going to know who I am. If I don't know my brand, you're not going to know my brand. So I'm going to give it to you. I'll say you are enlightening.
Okay.
Enlightening.
Okay. When it comes to your financial security, there's no such thing as too many questions. And at Lincoln Financial, we've been providing answers for over a century.
Good, hold. So that was stronger, but you're missing some of the emphasis language in there. Like,
yeah, I'd like to
financial future.
Yeah, I'd like to hear too, with the too many questions, you're reassuring that it's okay to ask the questions.
Okay.
So I feel like you start with your with the emotion that the direction law has given you, but you kind of lose it on certain parts of the sentence. And so I want you to carry that through.
Okay. When it comes to your financial security, there's no such thing as too many questions. And at Lincoln Financial, we've been providing answers for over a century. We're here to not only help you plan a future beyond your dreams, but also to raise your financial IQ doing it. So bring on those questions. The sooner we find the answers, the better we can prepare for the future and the freedom you've earned. Visit lincolnfinancial.com today, and together, let's pave the way for a brighter tomorrow.
Anne, were you going to say something?
Oh, I was just going to say, well, okay. First of all, congratulations for, going through that while your phone was ringing.
I know.
That's always a distraction. And I know when that happens, right? It's like, oh God, something, so that of course, again, is one of those things when we're live, right? That we have to, as actors, just forage through. So you forage through it, but I did feel it kind of take you a little bit off on the.
Of course.
Oh God, the phone's ringing. Yeah,
right,
exactly.
right.
So I feel like I feel like you can actually take a little bit more time with some of those words. So I think when you bring on those questions. I feel like, most everyone that we heard so far is, that's where everybody seems to. So bring on those questions. I feel people fall easier into it, but when you're talking about, we're here to not only help you plan a future beyond your dreams. I don't feel where the message is there. You know what I mean? I'm not feeling the connection as much. And so I think that's where you've really got to do some development work. Like why are you saying that? What is the person that you're speaking to? Like, they have hopes and dreams, right? And they can be realized if they have, cash, right? Because to bring their dreams, if they want to, I don't know, they want a new home, they need a new car, whatever that is. And that will allow them the freedom to live their life. And they're really concerned and stressed out. I think what is, one of the top stressful things that can happen, right, in our lives is can be like financial loss or financial stress. I mean,
exactly.
we know about that. And you are that person that is, trying to just save, and just make this person feel more comfortable and to really let them know that you're there to help them realize their dreams and that you're not going anywhere. Like Lincoln Financial is not going to just take your money and run. So I want to feel that on every, there's a purpose for every word that's there. And I want to make sure that you've done that back work, that character work to really feel like, how are you saying, look, we're here not only to help you plan a future. I really want you to reassure beyond your dreams, because you've just told me about them. There's all sorts of subtext beyond that. So work that out and figure out what that is, so that when you say it, when you're voicing it, I'll feel it, because I want to feel it.
I love that. I love that. Add one more thing, Tina. I'm a big fan of your voice. That's why you made Callbacks. Love it, love it, love it. So that being said, you have value. It's great, whatever. Now we're adding on to the cake. We're like layering on the cake, right? So we want to have that big strawberry shortcake. We don't want to have a little puny cupcake that has nothing on it. We want to have a huge, well, I'm Jewish. I want to have a huge strawberry shortcake cake with many layers, right? So I'm insatiable. I want more. I want more. I want more, right? I want candy. I want more. Couple of things psychologically, and everyone think about this. In the days when you used to walk into someone's office, remember that? When you see someone, especially a professional that has a high ethos, a financial advisor, a doctor, a lawyer, do you want them a little bit out of control, not knowing where their paperwork is, having things ringing in the background, people disturbing them not knowing where their appointment is? Or do you want to know that the person who's about to tell me I have breast cancer has every duck in a row, knows exactly where the money is going? So what does that mean for you, Tina, as a talent? That means don't control, because that's an illusion. We can't control anything, but manage your environment, manage it. You're a manager. Managers manage. So it doesn't mean they control it. Things do go awry, but like manage it. So the psychology is, if your client sees you managing your environment really well, they think you're going to manage their work really well. If they see you're not managing your environment well, they say, well, if we hire her, this could go on when we're doing a gig, or this stuff could get in the way. So go through everyone. This is for everyone. Go through the due diligence of making sure you're managing your environment, you're managing your time, you're managing your money well. So when the moment comes that you have that live audition, or that you booked a gig and you have the live direct, it is as close to perfect as you humanly can get, which means there'll be mistakes and things will happen. But I at least did all the due diligence of all the stuff that I could manage before that moment comes when I'm being adjudicated. Me and my product and my value are being adjudicated. And you want to keep that in mind. That's really important. That's what I'll say, because I love you and I love your voice, and I want you to showcase yourself and shine at the best possible.
Right. Okay. Great.
Okay.
Okay.
Give her jazz hands, everyone. Jazz hands. You're
Thanks,
getting
Tina.
1980s jazz hands.
You guys, we have a question in the comments. From Len, can you speak to the no commercial sounding voice part of the spec? Does that mean less polished or, like your direction has been so far, well acted?
Ooh, wow.
Oh,
And
well, I would say that
And?
well acted will actually sound less polished. To be honest, I mean, well acted is, it's a tough thing to be, authentic, believable, conversational when the script is written otherwise, right? And the script is written, with words that don't necessarily lend themselves to a dialogue. And so I feel like sometimes the better actor you are, the less polished you'll sound. I mean, that's why sometimes in the specs you'll see that, we don't want perfection. We want imperfection. And that shows our vulnerability as in the script, in the storyline as an actor. And I think showcasing your vulnerabilities is something is going to grab us and make us pay attention.
Yes. That's a hard one. Ooh,
Yeah.
Lynn, wow, that's hard. I have a Meisner quote coming over me and I must let it out. Truth under imaginary circumstances. Mixed with Stanislavski, all we're asking you to do is act natural under purely unnatural circumstances. So what does that mean? It means in the mind, I create the truth, I create the fantasy, I create the dream, and it becomes real. In a booth that's completely technical. And I accept that. It's a juxtaposition. It will never actually be real, but I accept that reality is surreal. I accept it. And then I go 100% committed, full force into my reality, into my dream world. And if you can let go, a lot of acting is about just letting go of your inhibitions. It's about saying it's okay to do dumb things and say ridiculous things and move in weird ways. And that's what acting really is, because that's what we do in life. People are completely and utterly ridiculous and crazy and weird and idiosyncratic. And we want that in your work. We don't want it polished. We don't want it edited out. We want the demographic, which is weird and crazy and unexpected. That's what real actually is. It's reflecting what your life is like, your honest, authentic interactions are like, as closely as possible under these technical, unnatural circumstances. And you got to coach. You got to practice. You got to do it in your classes. You got to do it in your bedroom. You got to do it a lot. I'm an actor. I've been an actor my whole life. Now I'm a mother and a business owner, and I act more than I ever acted on stage, because you've got to believe your own reality. You've got to believe it. And if you believe it, your client and your audience will believe it. Doesn't mean it's fake or false. It means it's a constructed truth to impart a value to your audience. And that's what you're doing. You're doing that. So you have to believe in that, and you have to practice that. That's what real really is.
And I think we spend our careers honing that. And, as voice actors, that's really, I think what we all aspire to do is to be able to speak that truth and act in that reality, so that we can touch others and we can engage with others. That was lovely, Law. Thank you.
Thank you. And it changes.
Yeah.
Truth changes and life changes, and you have to go with that. You can't do what you did at 22 because it's no longer a truth for you. You have to go with where you are now, right? And that's your truth, Lynn. So you got to share that.
Great question.
Great question.
Great question.
Great question.
I think we need to move on now to our next callback, which is going to be for the animation. And first up, we have Bruce Nix as the narrator.
Let me unmute first. All right. And are we doing all three lines again?
Yes,
I know,
please.
okay. All right. In a world where magic and mystery intertwine with the beauty of nature, a young explorer named Ilara embarks on a thrilling journey to save her beloved forest from a dark and powerful force. Alongside her loyal sidekick, Finn, wise mentor Sage, and enchanting guardian Luna, Ilara must face the cunning and charismatic antagonist Zephyr to restore balance and protect the world she loves. As our heroes venture deeper into the enchanted forest, they are met with breathtaking sights and unexpected challenges. In the aftermath of their epic battle, the world is forever changed. Ilara and her friends emerge as champions of the forest, leaving a lasting legacy for generations to come.
Law?
Bruce, I love your voice. Are you okay? You sick or do you have allergies?
Yeah, there's some serious allergy stuff happening.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay, so good. You did great considering that you're fighting through allergies. So you did really well. I love your voice. All right. So just in a nutshell, here's what I'll say. If you accept the fact that this is perfect work for you and you can do it in your sleep, I would let go of listening to yourself and elongating everything and holding on to everything as if everything is important, because I always feel like when everything's important, nothing's important.
Yeah.
So I want to find a little looseness. It feels boxy in that way. I want to feel a little looseness. And one of the ways I'd like you to do it, the first thing that came to my mind was, I'm kind of cinematic in my mind, was the never ending story with little, Toothless and the dragon. I think Peter Falk. No, that's Princess Bride. I can't remember who narrated that, but my point is, let it go, let that go.
Okay.
As the narrator, trailer, promo, whatever you want to call it, just let it go. And I want you to please and engage who that person is that you're doing this for. And I don't know who it is. Who is that? Is it a young dating couple? Is it you're trying to scare them? Is it a child? What are you doing?
Yeah, for me, it's I have two daughters. They're in their 20s now, but I used to read, stories to them. So this is that kind of fantasy read to the daughters. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like that early Tom Cruise film. Can't think of anything today. I can't remember the early fantasy Tom Cruise film, with Mia Sara, and everything is like pixies and elves and fairy dust. So yes. And thank you, Hopper, Alan Oppenheimer. That's right. And the never ending story. So I want you to take me through it, as the kid, take me through it for the first time, but don't hang on to each vision quite so long.
Okay.
Right. Thank you, Sean. You guys are awesome. Legend. Yes. Hello. No one knows Legend. You got to watch Legend. It's fabulous. But yes, it's that mix of the Morgan Freeman thing. That's the real person, real guy with the larger than life legend thing. It's a mix of that, I think. What do you think, Ann?
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, just listening to you conversationally, your voice is absolutely gorgeous. So, I feel as though you don't need to verify that to yourself anymore. It just is. It's, our voices are, we're so unique and our voices are gorgeous in their way, but literally just you speaking casually to me is gorgeous. So, not worrying about that so much. And then, the introduction, I kind of liked how you slowed it down for an introduction, like you're introducing the story to us. I like that, but I need you to set more of the scene for me. And then as you transition from the introduction to line 2 to line 3, line 2, as our heroes venture deeper into the enchanted forest, I want to hear movement along with the story, meaning maybe a little bit of a different, a tone that can really feel like we're moving through the forest along with them, and they're met with breathtaking sights and unexpected challenges. Now, understanding that you're the narrator and that you're supplying you're supplying just an how do I put this? There's going to be visuals and scenes. I still would like to hear a little bit more emotion maybe about that, like maybe a little bit more of your reaction to like, oh, breathtaking sights, maybe just a touch of nuance on a breathtaking sights. And I want to feel as though I'm moving along with you. And then in the aftermath, this is the conclusion, right? The world is forever changed. I mean, that is like, if you save the drama, right, for any particular, type, I always say save the drama for, words that, that really could use that drama versus every word, forever changed. I feel like that could be where you could lengthen, and all those words that you lengthen so well. I'm constantly telling my students to lengthen the words that are important, right? That really, that you want that listener to hear. So you're kind of lengthening them so they hear them, versus some of the other words that are just what I call connectors. So and they emerge as champions. I want, wow, they're champions. Like, oh, I want to feel resolution. I want to feel like, oh, the story has this happy ending and that they are champions. And I want to hear that reflected in your narration of it. So, yeah.
And take it easy on your voice. If you cough, you cough. It's okay. We're in process. It's don't be embarrassed about stopping and coughing. It's okay.
Because in your booth, you would do that anyways. Like we're concerned about the acting and the intention of it all. So we know you'll do it perfect in your booth if you had to. So
okay. In a world where magic and mystery intertwine with the beauty of nature, a young explorer named Alara embarks on a thrilling journey to save her beloved forest.
Okay, can I stop you for a second? Just in the first line, you have somewhat of antithetical terms in there. You have magic, right? What's your next word? It's an alliteration, magic and what?
Mystery.
Mystery. That's different. Magic, evil. Good, I don't know, but it's magic and mystery mixed with what? Natural world, right? What's the natural world?
Yeah, nature. The beauty. Yeah.
Beauty of nature. So I want to hear that like placement in terms of where's this and where's that, because me hearing it for the first time, they should be different. They're not all the same. Try that again.
Okay. In a world where magic and mystery intertwine with the beauty of nature.
When you think of magic and mystery, Bruce, what do you think of?
Dr. Strange.
Yeah. So what would the tone be on that then?
I have in mind the Watcher. If you ever watched the What If Marvel series, that's kind of what I have. Kind of give those terms before you go to the nature. Okay. In a world where magic and mystery intertwine with the beauty of nature, a young explorer named Alara embarks on a thrilling journey to save her beloved forest from a dark and powerful force.
Yeah, so you have a lot of antithetical terms in there, dramatically speaking, for construct of drama. It's similar to a commercial weed, but very different in that you have to pay attention to how do you coat the voice with this young ingenue, unknowing. She's going to get into all sorts of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And we're going to learn from that. Hopefully.
Yeah. Okay. We could probably just work on this one line. So many wonderful things in this line. And I was going to say at the end, like you hit a couple of notes. Like I felt like you deep in your resonance, it could have been your cough it could have been like you were getting ready to cough, or I don't know, but you landed it and it was like down in the bass and it was really lovely because I felt like that gave me the dark and powerful force. You know what I mean? And so you kind of, you went from the beautiful, what is it? The beautiful forest, a thrilling journey to save her beloved forest from a dark, I feel like you've got to get down there and give me a little hint of that dark side.
Yeah.
And the magic and the mystery are also different. And she's thrilling to save her beloved forest, the beauty of the forest. And then you can kind of just like evolve it down into the depths. And then people get that treat. It's like a gift. You're like, oh, and it makes them, pay attention. Oh, the dark and powerful force. Do you know what I mean? So that'll just like in that one line, you will have captured the audience.
Yeah. And then Elara, it's actually almost like an onomatopoeia. It's like it sounds like what Elara.
Yeah.
Up here, it's Elara. It's melodic. It's up here. So I know you don't have quite the vocal range today, but it's something for you to think about, Bruce, to really mix up the morality of the tale. There's a lot of morality in this, the morality of this versus the pathos and entertainment and feeling of it, and really getting both in so it doesn't become mono-patterned. Right? We want to get you're far from monotone, you're mono-pattern, but have those little quick left turns, those quick.
No, that's good. Yeah.
Wow, there's a surprise.
And if I can just kind of, I'm gonna tap on that and say that because I do a lot of narrative work and I teach a lot of narrative work, and a lot of times people think that narrative work is just delivering the words in an informational format, and therefore there's no emotion and there's no kind of change, and you're just like, well, I'm supporting the story. Well, you would be surprised if you listen to just about every wonderful, amazing voice actor or performance. If you were to strip out the video, strip out the music, and hear the nuances of point of view, the nuances of emotion, it's a beautiful thing. And I think that there is so much beauty in nuance and so much effectiveness in terms of grabbing your listener's attention. And they may not be able to put their finger on it, right? It'll be something they're like, oh, it'll just be something that they hear that just grabs them, rather than just like word after word after word in a beautiful melody, because it really means nothing because I'm just talking in a beautiful melody.
Right.
And you just really the nuances there. Oh God, I get chills with nuance.
Yeah.
Nuances are a beautiful thing. So work on those nuances. I think
I will.
For
sure.
I mean, because God knows your voice on its own is just gorgeous. So
Stunning.
if we're tweaking those nuances, look out.
No, thank you.
It's a beautiful voice. There's nothing to even discuss about the voice. It's top notch. It reminds me of Shakespeare, actors who are learning how to do Shakespeare. The thought is, conversely, everything is, alas, poor Yorick, alas, we always speak like this. No, we don't actually. Shakespeare's men spoke kind of like this, right? So it is a myth that because it's dramatic, we have a heightened, elevated level of speech. More, and you already know this in animation and video games, more so casting is in the naturalistic zone, real person, real persona for these characters. So I would go back and forth with that. Your elevated, elitist, majestic sound, coming right down to grandpa.
Yeah. I think this is a good one for me to kind of continue to practice on. So I appreciate
thank
all the
you for
feedback.
that.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, I just want to pop in with a couple of fun things I've got from the YouTube. It's for Bruce, actually. The Watcher is the perfect example for that. And on our Zoom chat, there is a question from Sean. If there's no specified max number of takes on an audition, what's a good number of takes to send in?
Excellent question. I'm going to say if you can come up with completely different takes, and I know this has been said over and over again, if they can be completely different, I would say you can do 2 takes. And it depends on the length of it as well. Because I think there's a time element there that, maybe the casting director is, if it's a big long paragraph or 2 paragraphs, then maybe don't do 3 or 4 takes. But if it's character, one of the reasons why they give you those, the sides and the different lines is so that you can kind of showcase a bunch of different, hopefully different emotions and acting. So they'll get a good sense of who that character is. For a commercial, or for any other thing that you're doing, I would say, 2 takes. I mean, Law, you get auditions in all the time as an agent. What say you?
I don't know. I think, well, certainly in the commercial world, most the best working talent just send one take
Mm.
because they know they're going to book it on one take. I mean, that's just the reality of it. If you really have something different that you have to show a real strong interpretation, then do 2. I would never do 3,
Yeah.
but do 2 and make it really interesting and really dynamic. If they get to it and they love your voice, they'll maybe listen to it. But you really want to hit that hard straight on the first one.
Yeah.
You really just do. They'll never listen to the second
And-
one if they're
and
not
the
in love
first
with
line.
the first one.
Right. And the first line, if I can just
Yeah.
pop in and say the first line of anything is so important. That's why, if you're notice how we said slate at the end, just FYI, some of you people that audition missed the slate at the end. If you slate in the beginning, sometimes for character work, of course, so you're going to slate in the character, you're going to slate as yourself, how shall I say, be aware of the casting director who you're sending it to, their time, if they've had any special notes in there about when or where to slate. But I think in any of the first line of your copy, you really need to hit it. And so make sure that you have figured out, who is that you're speaking to? What is your character? What's the backstory? Do some development work. The more development work, and I'm not talking like hours, I'm talking like spend a good 10, 15 minutes, maybe more if it's character work. But for a commercial, really try to, work out what's going on in that commercial and what's your intent, what's your purpose, who are you talking to? What are their, what's their joys, pains, sorrows? And really work out the story throughout. Because a lot of times we work out the story for the first line and we're like, okay, I've got it. I've got that first line. I know what I'm replying to. But then like 3/4 of the way down the script, you've got some other sentence in there and it doesn't make sense, right? Or even if it makes sense, you've forgotten what is happening on the other side. This is the person that you're talking to. Are they agreeing with you? Are they still scared? Are they, what's happening? So try to revisit that all the way through the script.
Yeah.
Hey, I've got another 2 things. It is hot today. Lauren on YouTube just wants to say that thanks everyone. She's learning a lot already. Yay. And Renee wants to know, is it better to keep a lead in the recording or not?
Law.
No, I would not.
Yeah.
I would not. I would do
Agree with
it. And I would do it every single time. That's where your improv comes in because that's all you're doing in real life. The only thing I would leave in potentially would be a momentary vocalization.
Yes.
So for instance, let's say the line is, I love butter. I would say, oh, I love butter. Right? Most people won't do that or won't think to do that. That's okay. But don't add words and don't add a whole soliloquy because it would be distracting, I believe, but do it. Definitely do it.
I totally agree. Unless you know the casting director.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that, like Mary Lynn Wisner will say, hey, keep it in. I don't mind. I mean, she's been casting for years. So if you're sending something to Mary Lynn, keep in maybe a few words. But I'm in agreement with Law. I would record it if you need it, but then take it out. And if you have one of those efforts or the sounds, it's like, butter.
Is there a little more freedom for character work, though? I've heard that before.
No.
No. Okay. Gotcha.
I mean, like, are you talking like adding a full sentence in the
No. Just, words.
A couple of words. I don't know. I think maybe a word, but I think still you're taking a chance. Because what's happening is if that word is coming before the actual line and, these casting directors are super busy, it can get their attention, but it can also be, possibly work the opposite way. I don't know, Law. Your thoughts?
I don't know. I think I think it's the same. Yeah,
I'm annoyed at that. Or
Yeah. I mean, I just don't like milking. I don't like milking stuff. I really feel like if it's a script, it's characterization, it's going to be written in for you. So you can just internalize everything and that's internal in the lines. Maybe a moment of vocalization, but I would not go more than that because I think it screams of like, cast me, I'm a great actor. I don't think you need to do that. I don't think you need to pander that way. I think you just need to be very, specific about your choices and also really pay attention to the analysis of the script so that that's one thing I wanted to say, Anne, earlier. Forgot to say it was the logic, like making sure you know the logic of what you're talking about and
Yes.
what the words, because we glide over, because we're used to skimming and we're used to getting a lot of emails. We're used to info. Gliding, don't glide. You've got to really script analysis the words, unless it's a huge technical narration. These are not that. You should be getting on YouTube, looking at the campaigns for this year. You should know exactly what they look like, exactly what they sound like, because you're not only doing, you're doing a visual in your mind, a visual landscape and a soundscape, and you're creating that. You don't want to be too far off from what the companies are doing and what they're seeing and envisioning. Don't go off into your own playground, because they won't appreciate it. They'll think that you don't understand their story. And remember, one more thing, it's their story. It's not your story.
Ah, yes.
It's not yours. You don't own it. You didn't write it, and it's not yours. And one more thing, there are a lot of conservatory programs out there for actors, and you're all vocal actors, that will kick you out literally in a master's level. They will dismiss you if you allow your ego and your diva personality to get in the way of the script.
Yeah.
So that's how serious the scripting is, from both screenwriting, playwriting, and advertising writing. It's like, don't allow yourself to get too caught up in the way you look and sound, but rather, what's the messaging of this story? And am I making a clear, credible, accurate choice to that? And am I willing to change it on a dime?
It's such a fine line, really.
Such a fine line.
Such a fine line there. But
Renee, did that work for you? Because she had asked if it was a word or reaction. So I just want to make sure that I asked that question properly. So hopefully,
I think reaction definitely. Word is. I am on the side of no, along with law. You know, again, you don't want it to seem. You're right, law. I love the way you put that. It's not about you. It's about the honoring the copy and the writing and the people that you are, working for. Really.
Yeah.
So.
You know, it would be like, and whenever we talk about other trades, it's kind of funny and silly, but it's true. Like if you had a doctor come in the room and they're like, I can test your heart and I can test it in 3 different ways. Do you want me to try it in 3 different ways? You'd be like, no, I got 5 freaking minutes. Can you just make sure I'm not in cardiac arrest?
Yeah, please make sure that
you know what I'm saying? It's that. It's like, you can't learn all their capabilities. You only want them to help you with the acute moment problem right now.
Absolutely. Great questions, guys. Wow.
Yes.
Love it.
Great.
So are we ready for our next callback?
What are we on, Anne? How many folks?
We have 3 more to go. Wow. Okay. So we have Sean Mahan for the Sage.
Yay.
Hello.
Hello, Sean.
Great to be here.
Great to have you. We are ready for the Sage.
Okay. Remember, Alada, the true power lies within you. Trust your instincts and let your heart guide you. I had hoped Zephyr would choose a different path, but it seems he is consumed by darkness. You have done well, Alada. Your courage and determination have saved the forest and restored balance to our world.
Law?
Oh, I didn't know it was over. Sorry. Okay. I feel like, Sean, we love your voice. I love your voice. I think it's terrific. This is a good pick for you too. I feel like it's too held. The stakes aren't high enough yet for that. Like, what is there to lose in this one for this character? What is there to really lose?
Well, her whole world.
Her
He's trying to
whole-
help her. Yeah, the forest, her whole world.
Her whole world. How do you feel about that?
I thought what I was trying to do was like help her unlock what she needed.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like the guide.
You are, but you're the morality man.
Mhm.
You're the one who tells that story from the writer's point of view of like, here's the scenario. If you don't do this, here's what's going to happen. So it's important to do this so that we can not have that happen. So you're like the God voice. You're the dad of the situation. You know what I mean? Like you're the, whatever you want to call that, you're the head honcho in that moment. You're warning her. This is a warning. It's that old guy in Friday the 13th at Camp Crystal Lake that goes, go back, and the stupid kids don't listen to them, and then they all get butchered one by one. You're that guy. So Laura better listen to you.
Oh man. I'm gonna add on to that. So I felt like from the very first line, remember, Alara, the true power lies within you. First of all, I like the character take. I like the sound of him. I feel that he's elderly, he's wise, but I don't feel like he's truly, I don't think you've let him go to really, tell Alara the power lies within her. Obviously something has happened, right? That Alara she's distraught, right? And so I really want a little more reassurance from him in that line. And then I loved your preface on the second line with, you had hoped Zephyr would choose a different path. You started with a sigh, and I thought that was a great setup for that. It really led to the emotional development of that. But it seems he's consumed by darkness, right? I wanted a little bit more on that. And especially when you're given these lines, right? This is an audition, right? So I really want to feel that your character is developed fully for each one of these lines. So if you've got an opportunity to figure out, but it seems he's consumed by darkness. So what's happening in the scene right now? Like, are you looking on at Zephyr, or did you just hear of some devastating thing that Zephyr did? He's consumed. So that disturbs you. And I want to hear that you're more disturbed by that or worried about that, whichever one you choose. Make sure that I want you to evolve from, oh God, I'd hoped from that, you were just sighing you're weary, but God, he's consumed by darkness. Like, what happened? I want to hear that something happened that was dark. And then also you've done well. I want, she's restored balance. I want to hear more from you. I want you to be more celebratory, celebrate with her.
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah, it's big. It's big.
Okay. Remember, Alara, the true power lies within you. Trust your instincts and let your heart guide you. I had hoped Zephyr would choose a different path, but it seems he is consumed by darkness. You have done well, Alara. Your courage and determination have saved the forest and restored balance to our world.
More interesting read. It's definitely a more interesting read. I do think the beginning, though, the first line, how is that reading to you, Sean, that first line?
I feel like he's trying to coach her.
Yeah, what is he saying, though? Read the line so we can hear the line again, because I want you to subtext that line. It's very different than the way it ends. Very different. You're like going a whole universe from the beginning to the end of this, right? So what's the beginning?
Remember, Alara, the true power lies within you.
Okay, so there's different subtext to that. What's the subtext for you for that?
That she doesn't realize, she thinks the power is from somewhere else, where it's really from within herself.
Right. That is one of the biggest morality moments that we have in fiction culture in North America. That is the Wizard of Oz. That is the Wizard of Oz. You didn't need to go anywhere, girlfriend. It's right here in your house. It's inside of you. Where are you going? Right. That's what it is. But it's also threatening. There's a threat. Where's the threat?
That if you don't trust your instincts, you'll fail.
Yes, the forest will eat you alive. What's the forest, or what are those imagery that you're using? What's the subtext?
I'm missing it.
What's the subtext of you're talking about the forest, right? What are you saying about the forest?
That the power is not from the forest, it's from yourself. So you have to really trust your instincts.
That's right. But what do you go on to say after that?
Let your heart guide you.
Yes. And then what happens after that?
Then you'll be able to exercise the power that lies within you.
Yeah. And remember, think action verbs. We always have to
Restore balance.
To do what? What do you want her to do?
Mm-hmm.
What do you want her to do?
Oh, okay. To save the forest.
Yeah. And how would she do that? That's our subtext. Like, how would she literally do that? Explain to me. How does she save the forest?
By using the power within her.
Yeah, so we're going in circles now, Sean.
Yeah,
So here's
I
where
know.
the actor script. No, it's okay. You have a perfect voice for this, but I'm pushing you deeper because I want you to go deeper on this. The actor that gets cast in this is the, Sir Laurence Olivier of voiceover. That's the actor that gets cast in this that makes their whole career. This is the thing of understanding where the dangers are in the forest, which is a wonderful metaphor for life.
Mhm.
You go to the wrong place with the wrong people and do the wrong thing, you're screwed. And so are we all, because we're all affected by your choices. Right? So it's a morality tale. And I love where you're at and I love your voice, but I feel like I want you to dig deeper and I want you to get the threat, the danger, the violence, the death, and the light and the spirituality and the innocence and the joy. And it's all within us, right, Dorothy? It's all within us. The wicked witch and the good witch are all within us. It's what choice are you going to make? See, that's what this passage means to me. And I think you're about 60% there, but I feel like what we were saying to Bruce earlier, I feel like you're getting a little bit lost in the coolness of your sound and the richness of your choices, which are really neat. It's just, it's not everything. It's got to be dig a little bit deeper than that. Like there's a lot on her shoulders, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, Lauren, I didn't mean to.
No, go ahead, please.
Take that and develop a story. Even if you don't know what the story is, the more you can develop, the more you're going to be able to color your words with, emotion that can be meaningful. And I remember this from, hosting many animation workshops. But, when you have an audition for an animation, you don't necessarily know the full story. You're not necessarily getting a complete storyboard of what's happening between those lines. They might tell you. But if you continue to develop what happened before and maybe what could be possibly happening afterwards, it will color what you're saying within the words. And so doing that work will really help you. Like I wanted to hear also at the end when you're like, you've restored balance. So something horrible has happened, right? So I want Sage to be more excited. You've restored balance, and with that kind of low raspy voice that you've got, can he get excited for one? You know what I mean? And really get excited. And what would happen to his voice if that happened? I mean, obviously he won't get loud. You know what I mean? But it'll crack, or some sort of emotion will escape from that character that we have not heard, and it won't be that same tone, right? It might be just a little crack here or there, but I wanted to hear something like that really was like, oh, she's restored balance, and it's joyful and it's celebratory, and you never heard, Sage he's quiet, man, he's elderly, and all of a sudden he got excited and he was like jubilant. You know what I mean? What would he sound like jubilant? And I would have liked to hear a little more jubilance out of him. So.
You know what's cool about this one, Anne? I love this. These are great choices. Yay to Anne for coming up for this fantastic material. There's nothing better than being a vocal actor and working with great scripts, right? Mm-hmm. This is awesome. And it is, one more thing I want to say is it is stock in terms of the formula of these. So the more you learn the formula and get the formula, the better you're going to do on all of these types of scripts. And the first thing I thought of was, all that, legends and all that stuff. But really, it's the stock for all Hollywood cinema when it comes to apocalyptic and devastating, films like, San Andreas Fault and all of that stuff. It's like you see the devastation, you're warned, humanity, you're warned, the devastation is coming. Here we see it all. And then after, at the end, Hollywood formula, let's rebuild. Now there's hope. Everything's devastated. It's okay. Let's go to the next planet. Right. So it's a real formula, stock formula, that the more you do it and understand it, the more interesting it becomes. Good stuff, Ann. Good stuff.
Cool.
Thank you so much, Sean.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, we have Renee as Luna.
Hey.
All right.
Okay. The forest is alive with the whispers of the wind. Shh, listen closely, and you will hear its ancient wisdom. How dare you threaten the harmony of my forest, Zephyr? I will not allow your darkness to consume this sacred place. Thank you, Alara, for the bravery and perseverance. The forest is forever in your debt, and peace has been restored.
Thank you, Law.
Cool, Sam. Very fun character actress here. Love that. Love that. I want to find the moments though where she grounds it. The moments where, here's the thing with her. How would you describe her in one sentence?
Strong-willed, confidence. I just think she's a badass, strong, confident, feels confident in herself.
You like a superhero type?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I just pulled out superhero type because I love that. I love that prototype. That's a nice stock character. And every great superhero are tremendous vulnerabilities. Tremendous, to the point where the whole planet could die. They have that vulnerability, right? So you're playing her in a way where I'm hearing a lot of that. I'm hearing the strength, but the vulnerability has to feel and sound different than the strength does. There's an antithetical oppositional approach to the work. So where is her strength? Where is her groundedness? Where is her all-knowing? And then where is she lost? Where is she completely misguided? Where is she confused? I want to hear the difference in that. And I want to hear the difference, Nay, in your breath, because your breath is similar throughout. It's kind of, it's doing that. I want you to manage that breath better, so that in a moment where she didn't expect something, I get it, but not in the other moments. The other moments are about, and this is true for us as human beings in fight or flight. The way I can tell if the leader is all-knowing and competent is by their breath. And if I hear their breath, I will not believe in them. And it's called fight or flight. So I hear you in fight or flight. Don't let me hear you in fight or flight unless it's a planned, distinctively planned moment where her life is in danger or we're all going to die. Then I would hear the breath, right? I'd love to, Anne, hear some of that again to see if that management of the breath can be placed better.
I was going to say, I heard the fight or flight in the very first sentence, right?
I've never heard that. I've never heard of that before.
They just called me. I felt like, oops, they just called me. And then you weren't ready to get into her. And I think you rushed. So I think you can take it, whatever you need to do to prepare, right? Because if you're in a live session, casting directors and directors, they'll respect that you need to take that additional second to just prepare yourself, to get yourself in character. So, take that time. I love that, I think she's strong. I like how you said she was strong-willed, but yet she's a graceful woman with delicate features, right? So she has a serene presence, but yet within that serene presence, right, she's fiercely devoted, right, to preserving balance of nature, and ensuring that everyone in the forest is okay. And, it's like under her watch.
Right.
So the
Love
forest
that.
is alive with the whispers of the wind. Listen closely and you'll hear its ancient wisdom. Is she talking to Alara? And what is happening? Like, why is she saying that? That's my question to you.
Okay.
Is she talking to Alara?
I think that's what.
Well, obviously she's
Yes.
addressing Zephyr because he threatened the harmony. So I feel like maybe Alara, given all the other lines that you might have read, right? And by the way, if you're given multiple characters for a particular, animation, different sides, I say learn as much as you can about all the characters, right?
Yeah.
Because they're going to interplay with one another, and you're going to be expected to play well, right? And part of it is going to be how well you're going to interact with the other characters. So obviously looking at Zephyr, the cunning and charismatic antagonist, and then Alara, we know about Alara. So I would assume that maybe Alara is asking for advice, right? And remember, she was just told by who was it, the sage, that she should trust her heart, right? So she's obviously distressed. So create that backstory and then give Alara that, that sage advice, right? And how, okay, you're going to find the answers, right?
Okay. Can't you feel it? The forest is alive with the whispers of the wind. Shh. Listen closely. And
Renee, I want to ask you a question on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most intense and dramatic and out there and potent high. How high is that first line for you when you talk to Alara?
Probably around
Are you trying to get her revved up and get her jumping out of planes, or do you want to calm her down and get her more in tune to the spirits?
I want to calm her down.
All right. So you find that physically, find that in your breath and your body. And it's not up here. Up here is fight or flight stuff.
Okay.
It's down in the lower diaphragm, in the belly, in the hips, in the pelvis.
Okay.
It's really like ground yourself, connect with spirits and earth, connect.
Got
and
it.
listen. So you need to listen so that she listens.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
And breathe with that.
Can you feel it? The forest is alive with the whispers of the wind.
Oh, now you're coming into like the best female characters of Shakespeare ever. Now I'm hearing it, right? Now use no energy. You're using way too much energy. Use no energy.
Okay.
Let the court and the natural universe come to you. You don't come to it. They come to you. Okay. That's why you're talking. That's why Alara is talking to you, because you're all knowing.
Can you feel it? The forest is alive with the whispers of the wind.
You lost alive. And versus what's the antithesis of that? Death, destruction.
Oof.
Right? You see? You got the goods. Don't you worry about that. You got it all.
I'm going to say you got a little loud.
Okay.
I want it to be a little quieter, but but keep the intensity.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like what we're talking about with Bruce earlier, is like, you got that. You have the tools. They're all right there for you, but you're overdoing it with the power tools. You're overdoing it. Now I'm going to destroy my room because I was like, so just let the power tool do its job and just hold it. Just hold it. Caress it. Hold it. Try it one more time.
Can you feel it? The forest is alive with the whispers of the wind. Listen closely, and you'll hear its ancient wisdom.
Ooh, so fascinating. You sound old, ancient.
Mm.
You sound knowing, quieter, and I'm not hearing that. Not hearing that clavicular breath going.
Yeah, I love that.
Right?
Yeah.
How does that feel to you? Does it feel harder or easier?
No, it just feels easier.
It should
I mean,
be
it just
because
need to
you're the
relax
queen.
into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the
Relaxing
queen.
into it.
Like
yeah.
Anne's the queen. Anne's the queen.
Oh,
And when you're the
stop.
queen, you don't have to push it. You don't have to push it. You just walk around and you look beautiful. You're the queen.
I would like to ask I would like to hear the second line now. And I want to hear that you are, remember, she's fiercely devoted.
Okay.
To preserving the balance and maybe not loud or angry, but again, that giving that, just let that, but you are seething. Like, how dare he? Right. And you will not allow that to happen. You will not allow that to happen. So and that would be starkly contrast to, the emotion of listening to the whispers.
And I'm still grounded.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's still grounded.
Okay.
And one more thing I want to add for everyone who's like, dying and schwitzing right now, going, how much longer is this going to take? This is what 3-4 year intensive actor programs do. They do not gloss over anything.
Right.
Every word, every moment, every breath, every physical tick is dealt with. It is not like, oh, just read and just do it and memorize it. It's great. This is your trade. This is your craft. And your client is going to love you, Renee, because you're going to have so many choices to give to them, so many options to do. Right?
Awesome. Yeah.
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 You going to do that one more time for
Yes,
Anne?
please. The second
You
line.
want to do the second line for you, Annie?
Yes, please.
Okay. How dare you threaten the harmony of my forest, Zephyr?
Oh, I love the how dare you. I want you to build up that anger.
Okay.
But don't lose my.
Yeah.
My.
Mhm.
Where's
Yeah.
my?
I think I read it up there.
Maleficent. Maleficent. What do you say?
Maleficent. Maleficent.
Snow freaking white, right? My.
I
I want to hear Renee, just on that one word. I want to hear my. I want to hear a little growl on that. You could still be a good woman, a good person, and growl on mine. Mine.
How dare you threaten the harmony of my forest, Zephyr? I will not allow your darkness to consume this sacred place.
All right. So there you go. I mean, there's so much in you. So much in you. You're a queen. There you go.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Nicely done. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And coming up, we have Thomas Prater.
I just want to let you know that Taylor had to leave and she said, thank you. It was beneficial and very fun.
Love to Taylor.
Thomas, are you still here?
I am. Hello.
All right.
I am doing a makeshift recording setup.
No problem. Again, we're not about necessarily, we understand that for this. We just want to hear your acting and your intent. So Finn, Thomas as Finn.
Finn. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Thank you. Well, Ilara, you've managed to get us lost again. But hey, at least the view is nice. I don't like the look of those creatures, Ilara. We should tread carefully and stay on our guard. You've got this, Ilara. Just remember what Sage taught you, and we'll be able to stop Zephyr's evil plans.
Thank you. Law?
Okay. I love your voice. You know, I'm a fan of yours. The sound was a little crazy for me, so I had a tough time concentrating on it. But I want you to. It's similar to what we did with Renee in that I want you to ground the top of this. So I want to hear a real grounding of the top of this. And this is also serves two purposes. Not only are you doing this as a vocal actor, but you're doing this as a persona. You are okay with using your daily sound, your natural sound, for this larger than life character. So we want to hear that in an audition, that if we don't go in the direction of using caricature or characterization, we might want Thomas's real voice. Right. So give me that line again. Give me that first line. Oh,
May
go
I?
ahead.
Yeah. I just want to say, so I'm agreeing with what Law is saying about that. And what I remember from your audition, right, is I think you had a lot of time to really think about, well, Laura, you've managed to get us lost again. Are you annoyed? Is it funny? Are you frustrated? Like what is your emotion there? I felt much more presence of emotion in your audition. And then also, I'm just going to say for your second line, I really heard, and again, part of it is your, where you are right now, because it's really hard to hear it. I felt like you don't like the look of those creatures. You were scared. We should tread carefully. You kind of went into a different moment where you almost like scared whispered. And I really love that evolution of emotion. I'd like to hear a little bit more of that here. So yeah, as Law was saying, if we could hear that first line again, that would be great.
Okay. Well, Laura, you've managed to get us lost again. But hey, at least the view is nice.
I think, you know what, Thomas, I think, for fear of giving you any kind of line reading, I think the first line is a total throwaway. It would appeal to a 2023 young audience. That's got to feel like, add a little moment in front of, you're such a good actor. Add a little moment in front of this just to humor me, like, dude, bruh, girl, you so managed to get us lost again. Like, what? Where's your freaking GPS? Like, I would throw that away a little bit, because it'll also get you on a better trajectory for not over dramatizing it and over coloring it. Just see how that feels.
Okay, so all right.
Throw it away. Do the Renee, like less energy, because you've got the power within you, less energy, right? If God or whoever you believe in or whatever you believe in did everything they're capable of, we'd be in trouble. Right? We only want them to do what we're asking them to do, right? Just
Okay, look. Well, Laura, you've managed to get us lost again.
Yeah,
but
even
hey,
less. I do a lot less. I do it as
a lot.
See, like you have your microphone next to you, like that's someone's ear, as if someone's ear is right there. It's like right next to you.
Okay. Well, Laura, you've managed to get us lost again. But hey.
Yeah, and you keep your point of view on that. Like how do you feel about that? What's the subtext of that?
That one felt more like this. I've tried to help you before, and we're just going around, and I've just stopped helping. Like at this point, it's all your fault.
Yeah. So
but hey, it ain't that bad.
Yeah, well, as an actor, because you're such a sweet person, Thomas, as an actor, you have to be a little brazen. Don't apologize ever for making your choices. You're calling her a dumbass.
Oh, okay.
Like, hello, dumbass. And college friends and high school friends, they do this all the time to each other, and they still love each other. They're still friends. They're still whatever. So, you have to have that familiarity with her. Do it again.
Okay. Well, Laura, you've managed to get us lost again. But hey, at least the view is nice,
Yeah, it's fun. You get a beat change.
That was good. That was good. Anytime you can make a casting director laugh, that's always a good sign. That was good.
Mhm.
I like that a lot. And I feel like, yeah, like when I was asking you, like, how are you reacting? Are you frustrated? Are you annoyed? Are you like, oh, geez, that was really good. Really making a confident choice in that emotion was really great. I'd love to hear that second line again from you.
Okay. I don't like the look of those creatures, Alara. We should tread carefully and stay on our guard.
I want to hear more fear.
Oh, more.
Maybe
Oh,
more
that's right. You were
quietness.
wanting
Yeah,
it
I
scared.
did. I was liking the fear. Ooh, I don't know. Right? Because, like first of all, you're lost, and then all of a sudden you're lost and there's creatures. So like, oh, damn.
Oh.
And I liked how you gave her the advice. And I'm not saying you need to do it the same way twice, but I liked how you evolved an emotion. Like you don't, first of all, you hate the look of the creatures. But then what should we do?
Let's totally tread carefully. Let's play with it. I don't like the look of those creatures, Alara. We should tread carefully and stay on our guard. We should tread carefully. Stay on our guard.
You are so fun.
Made me laugh with that one. See, I love that choice. I love that last choice because
I love what you're capable of.
Yes, that and I'm telling you, like that was so effective. Like
So
that,
effective.
I love that. Yeah, so effective.
Yeah, that's such a great stock character for you. That's the Cowardly Lion. And it's written into like almost every one of these animations and fictions. There's a cowardly character that oftentimes for morality tastes ends up being strong and ends up being courageous and finding their courage. And that was funny for you. Very, very fun.
Yes.
For you.
So awesome.
And can you check your message for a second?
Yes, absolutely.
I was going to give you have a message here too, if I may. It's from YouTube. When you are the queen, you don't have to push it. Seriously reminds me of acting class. Just the refreshers I need. Thanks, Ann and Law. And that is from Lauren Osman.
Awesome.
Oh, thank you, Lauren. We love you. Thank you so much. All you have to do is this. Right? Like, so there's particular gestures for those majestic characters. So Renee, Bruce, Thomas, some of you are going to play these majestic characters. You're going to play high cast and low cast characters. So it is important to take your acting classes, be an improv, do your actor coaching, because they have specific gesturing that you have to learn physically, vocally, and mentally. Because most of us, wouldn't we agree? None of us are royalty. We're not majestic people. We might have superpowers, but we're in our lives not in a royalty, family. But in your character, you will be. So you have to learn what the expectations are, where our friend Harry doesn't want to do it anymore, and Megan, but you have to learn what the expectations are exactly of how you greet the crowd and how you talk to interviews and how you deal with things, because it is an expected caste system of how you behave, right? And you guys will do it as actors.
So Sean has a great quote. What makes the musk ox guard his musk? Courage. That's the Cowardly Lion in the Wizard of Oz. Thanks, Sean.
Awesome. All right. So, Law, I'm going to suggest that we mute and we have a little bit of a discussion.
Sure.
See if we are going to make a decision here or call other people back. So, guys, give us a few minutes. Feel free to discuss. We will not be long. So I'm going to mute myself. Law, make sure you mute yourself, and I'll give you a phone call, okay?
In the meantime, fill up that chat, please.
girl, Barnum. You've been a good girl. You sure you've been a good girl? Yeah.
All righty. We have made a decision to call another person back, and that person would be Tim Powers. Woo! Tim Powers.
All right.
I'll read.
I am honored. Thank you very much. Let me pull up my script.
We are ready when you are.
Okay. Oh, see, when it comes to your financial security, there's no such thing as too many questions. And at Lincoln Financial, we've been providing answers for over a century. We're here to not only help you plan a future beyond your dreams, but also to raise your financial IQ doing it. So bring on those questions. The sooner we find the answers, the better we can prepare for the future and the freedom you've earned. Visit lincolnfinancial.com today, and together, let's pave the way for a brighter tomorrow.
Thank you. Law?
Tim, you're such a recognizable guy. You're such a like my brother, uncle, everyone I would love to love, who's recognizable to me, which I love. I love that. I felt like there was a lot of air and a lot of space in between the thoughts.
Okay.
So I feel like where your rate was terrific, your pacing was a little held and
Okay.
right. So I would just pull that together just for more of an internal pace that keeps the momentum of the story going. And you're also extremely upbeat, which I love. I love the smiley, hopeful, upbeat thing. Is there a moment or two we can land this in a slightly more thoughtful or even somber? I don't know if I want to use overly serious, but in a slightly more knowledge-based tone.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you've got bravado. I mean, you're right. You're not the 25-year-old. You're someone who's really knows, you understand the path. You've made mistakes. You're going to help me learn from your mistakes so I don't make them. I want to have a little bit more in there.
Okay.
From that to balance out the uplift that you have. You have a natural energy. You have the comedian energy because you're an improv guy, a comedian guy.
Mm-hmm.
So Tim doesn't have the issue we have with a lot of talent, like pick up the pace, get some energy, wake up. Tim's the opposite. Like we got to dial it back, but it's always easier to direct a dial back than it is to get someone going.
Yeah, I'm gonna also say that there are some times when you get caught up in the melody of it, I believe, and you were kind of quick. So yeah, as Law was saying, a little more thoughtful there. I want a word or two, or maybe a sentence where you've got a different look. When it comes to your financial security, even in the beginning, right? There's no such thing as too many questions. Again, what are you responding to?
Mm-hmm.
What are you reacting to? I don't want to feel like you've just hey, I just happened to think about this. You know what? When it comes to your financial security, you know what? There's no such thing as too many questions. I don't want that. I want the reaction to, a couple that has come into your office and they are literally, just got laid off and they don't know what they're going to do. They don't know how they can pay the bills. And, they're just wanting to know if they're going to be safe, in the future, and how can they invest their money to maybe help, reorganize their bills at the end of the day. So when you are, I know when Law was saying from sentence to sentence, think about what is that reaction to. So, so bring on those questions. the sooner I want it to be more like make me feel like the sooner we find the answers, and I'm going to help you to do that. Right. There's
Okay.
that subtext. The better we can prepare for the future and make me feel good about that. Right. And the freedom you've earned because they've worked all their lives, you know, and they shouldn't have to be like saddled with, this misfortune. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd love to hear that one more time.
Okay, cool. Give me a beat just to get present.
Yes.
Annie, can you just check your message for a second, please?
I get it. I really do. But I got to tell you, when it comes to your financial security, there's no such thing as too many questions. And at Lincoln Financial, we've been providing answers for over a century. We're here not only to help you plan a future beyond your dreams, but also to raise your financial IQ doing it. So bring on those questions. The sooner we find the answers, the better we can prepare for the future and the freedom you've earned. Visit lincolnfinancial.com today, and together, let's pave the way for a brighter tomorrow.
Yeah, that's it.
Nice
That's
adjustment.
it.
Thank you.
Yeah, great adjustment. That's the guy. That's the stand-up comedian that we're all looking for who can really land the sitcom with the moments that are meaningful and
Oh,
serious.
wow.
That
I've been waiting to
right?
hear that for 25 years.
Well, it's true because every great sitcom talent was, a lot of them were
Mhm.
stand-up comics and
Yep.
and comedians, and they have tragic lives, a lot of them. They're underneath, just boiling under the surface is seething anger and depression. And so being able to tap into that right in the middle of the sitcom is exactly what gets people cast, not the funny, because you know how to land a joke like anyone. It's really like where the thread is, where the landing of that is. And you just did it. I probably would say even less energy is fine.
Yeah.
I mean, for you, it's nothing. For us, it's a lot.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say, but I loved it.
Exactly.
Awesome. Thank you.
You just need to think energy and you're fine. You know what I mean? You don't actually have to do it. So yeah.
Yeah.
Nice redirect. Thank you. All
Thank
right.
you.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
you guys, wow, you're making it tough on us. So Law and I are going to be making a decision quickly.
Yeah, we know you got to jump, guys. So we're going to make a decision.
First thing,
fast.
so give us just a few minutes while we mute and make our final decisions. And I want to just say, you guys were all amazing. Thank you. Everyone who contributed. We really appreciate this. And I've had such an amazing time working with all of you. And I know, Law, the same thing. So let me mute and we'll be right back.
Tim, you have some wonderful comments in the chat. And then Lauren Osman in the YouTube chat said, congratulations, Tim.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. So go through the chat. You've got some lovely things in there. Sean, I don't have the Final Jeopardy music and you don't want me to sing, so maybe we'll leave it on silent.
All right. Oh. We are back. You guys, thanks so much for being patient with us. We have made our decision, and we would like to formally wait. Should I do the I guess the runners up law first? We're going to do the runners up.
Yes, we need drum rolls, guys. Drum rolls.
Our runners up who will be winning swag from VO Boss are, drum roll please, Lynn Norris.
Woo!
Yay!
Lynn.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Lynn.
Congratulations. And also,
and what can I say one thing, Anne, before you go on to the next one?
Yes.
Really important, because I know there's always that thing in the back of your mind that goes, ah, but I didn't get the first place. I want you to understand this and understand this really well. All the people that are in the minds of casting and agents that do not get the roles are oftentimes the ones that ultimately become stars. So those are the people that are at the forefront of people's minds. They're going to call you back for jobs, and you're a working pro.
Yes.
So if you don't get the first place and the role of your dreams, it's okay. You're in the space, you're in the arena. So feel really good about that.
And also I will say there's many reasons as to why like we are judging this not only on your talent, your ability to be redirected, but also the fit for the demographic. And if this were the real job and we're saying, okay, who fits this spot, right? Who do we ultimately cast for that spot? So congratulations. I mean, Lynn, you did an amazing job. And I'm sure everybody here will completely agree with me. I was like, she turned her camera off. Oh, Lynn, please don't go away. But yeah,
No, I'm back. That was a mistake. I just hit it wrong. I'm here. Thank you very much.
Yes,
I appreciate it.
Thank you. All right. Our next swag winner is Thomas Prater.
Woo, Thomas.
Yay. Congratulations for his animation role. Fantastic. Hopefully, Thomas, you heard that. And that you can unmute if you want to just say, yes, I heard that. If not, I'm sure somebody will tell you.
I heard it. Thank you.
Right. Yeah, you're welcome. Congratulations. All right. And final drum roll for our overall winner for the second VO Boss Audition Demolition is Tim Powers. Congratulations.
Tim.
Congratulations.
Oh, yeah. Go, Tim.
And again, yes, Tim, if you'd like to say yes, acknowledge.
I am absolutely acknowledging. I said thank you in American Sign Language because I didn't want to interrupt whatever you were saying. But thank you very much. It's there's so much talent in this room. Like, wow. So thank you. I do not take this lightly. Thank you very much. The competition was
Tim.
fierce.
We love you guys.
Thank you.
You guys are great.
You guys, really, I want to reiterate, this was difficult. It was difficult. I mean, there's so many of you that I thought were so amazing and really turned corners too with our redirects too. And I just, there's so much talent here, as Tim just said. And we thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts for being here today and sweating through your booths. It's been 2.5 hours of amazing fun and education. And Law and I are going to get ready to do it again in the next month or two. So please stay tuned, and we hope that you'll come back for that. And other than that, we love you. Please tune in to the VO Boss podcast.
Awesome.
And, we will see you on the next Audition Demolition.
Yeah, thank you guys. We're so excited for the next one. And by the way, don't forget to submit your demos to me. If you have working demos and you're a working pro, I want to get that at the agency so that we can review your demos if you're looking for freelance and non-exclusive commercial representation, then you need to send it on over. It's really, really important. I'm sure a lot of you are working or going to be working soon. And so we're excited to kind of know you and get to know you in that realm. So thank you. And now hopefully you can see a little of the other side of the table and appreciate what casting really does go through when they have a lot of talented people in front of them, but they only have budget for one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Thank
right.
you guys.
Loved you guys. Thanks so
Love
much.
you guys.
Bye.
Happy Saturday, everyone.
Saturday.